Right then, and we are live. I'm Glenn Williams, also known as Glenn the Sledge Williams from MMA UK, and today is my fighter series. Well, get to know your fighter and their gym. And it's the first for me today because it's the first time I've done it and I've not met the fighter before. So, how are you, Blaine? You okay, mate?
I'm not too bad. Yourself?
Aye, not too bad, mate. Not too bad, but tired this morning.
Good.
Right. Blaine, the concept is, mate, 10 quick questions about you and 10 about your team. Nice, short and sharp. Answer them any way you feel. And it's just a bit of banter, mate, and just to get your name out there. So what's your full name?
Blaine Lewis.
And where's your gym, mate?
Gym is based in Bridgend. It's Ground Zero.
Yeah, and who's your coaches on it, mate?
Head coach is Kerry Jones, and then assistant coach then is Luke.
Luke who? I don't know.
Bellycock.
Yeah. Right. What's your fight style?
As I said, I don't really think I've got one, really. I just like to adapt to whatever's really in front of me and just try and win and hurt them.
Who's your favourite fighter?
Well, I've thought about this a few times, but I'd like to say that favourite fighter would have to be Cody Garbrandt, I think. Just because he just loves to stand and bang, which doesn't always work in his favour sometimes. He gets caught on the chin and knocked out, but he can also do it the other way, like he did on a couple of weeks back.
Yeah, he's probably one of the quickest at the moment as well, isn't he?
Yeah, different.
What's your favourite fight?
Favourite fight, again, I had a good think about this. I'd say in regards to shock value, where people think he wasn't going to do well, was the Cody Cruz fight. Because he outclassed the master in that fight. He took it to another level. But then for like a stand and bang fight, I think you either got the second Conor Diaz fight.
Yeah, that's been my favourite until Logan Poirier last week. Logan Poirier, fucking hell! I'm glad I didn't miss that. Right. So, what's your upcoming goals?
Upcoming goals is basically just to keep learning the sport. I've had a couple of fights. One was a charity one, which I won. Second one was in the contender last year for John Phillips.
Oh, yeah.
It was a C class, it was. So obviously no head strikes. And I pretty much got schooled on the floor, if I'm being honest, because it took away what I was good at was the striking. Yeah. So I just went away and I've really worked on jits. I've entered some comps for some jits, done well in them. So it's to constantly just keep learning and keep getting better in every area. So I'm never in a situation where I'm uncomfortable again. For
me, I never done C class, but I highly recommend the Interclub Grappling Strike. You can get a couple in within a few months because Shaky started to do them as well now. Our gym does them. And even though you can't strike to the head, it gets you used to grappling, shooting early, leg kicks, checking kicks. So I think that's... Before you make a unified debut, I think that's a no-brainer. But obviously, it's up to your coaches, on me. Right. What's your favourite part about training MMA?
Getting the aggression out.
For me, it's a focus. Like, when I haven't got a focus, I just drink it every weekend. Like,
that's very, very difficult at the moment with lockdown. It's really nice not to be coming home sweating and sore, but now it's getting a bit,
Oh, mate, I'm fucking now.
It's on us choking pillows.
I'm going to start on old people in Tesco's. I am now. I think nothing happens soon. Right. If not MMA, what sport?
Well, when I was in my younger days, I did play a lot of rugby. So I played for Merthyr for about 4 or 5 years. As a prop. I was a lot bigger in the day. So yeah, always got a soft spot still for rugby. Again, it's a contact sport, isn't it?
Rugby will always be my first sport, mate. Even though, as much as I'm, so what I'm looking for, a bit bitter towards the setup in Wales because it's pushed anew from a young age. I think if you push like MMA or boxing or on some of the boys fighting now, they'd be superstars. Like, but rugby will always be my first sport. Right, tell me something that's interesting about Blaine Lewis.
a beautiful looking man. No. Something interesting about me. I'm obsessed with tattoos. My original fighting name was the Tattoo King, which I've now got rid of. But yeah, I'm obsessed with tattoos. I will literally, if I can, cover myself as much as possible, if my father allows me to.
My dad was covered in them, right? But when I had my first tattoo, he fucking hated it. But right, while we're on the subject, what is your fight nickname?
It's well, as I said, for the first two fights, it was the Tattoo King, which was given to me by someone because of the amount of tattoos I had. I've since got rid of that, and I'm currently playing around with a couple of them. But at the moment, I'm thinking of going for El Seguidor, which is the Reaper in Spanish.
Yeah, but my original fight name was meant to be Greedy Glenn, and then Kev Cox changed it to Glenn the Sledge. That's enough about you, son. Let's talk about your gym now, then. Who's the funniest?
I'd love to say myself, but again, I think probably the funniest one that does stupid things all the time has got to be Luke, our assistant coach. You just never know what he's always on a hyper level, so it's always interesting in what he's going to come out and do, to be fair.
Who's the most boring?
He's probably going to kill me for this. I'd probably say Kerry. Only because... I knew it
was coming for some reason.
Only because when you're in the club, it's like, let's focus, let's get what needs to be done. So it's very focused. But then outside the club, he's far from it. But doing training sessions, he's definitely probably the most boring.
If I won't mention his name, but if I ever done one of these, I'd probably say my coach as well. Who's the best to go for a pint with?
Again, I'd say Luke, because he is a different level. Like he's hard to control. He's to this world.
Who's the worst?
The worst. If I was to say worst, it's probably one of the boys called Chris, because I don't think he's very much of a big drinker. He's quite shy, so I think he'd probably just sit there sipping his pint and not really say anything.
Loads of them without doing it. Who's the hardest trainer in Ground Zero? Who trains the hardest?
If it's coming up to a fight, I'd like to think that I do commit and I probably get obsessed about it. So I'll probably train every single day. If it's not in the club, it'll be in the gym or in my garage. But I do know that when I was assistant coach, Luke was training. His missus used to have a go at him quite a lot because he'd become obsessed with it. He'd be in the sauna 3 times a week and in the gym 3 times a day. So that's why I don't think he competes anymore.
Fair one. One to watch for the future. Any youngsters coming through?
We do have a couple of good boys. One that's always been a prospect there is Scott Vincent. I don't know if you've heard of the name.
Scott has trained with me a couple of times.
Yeah, so I know he trains a bit all over the place. I know he trains a bit all over the place at the moment, but he's always been like a prospect for Kerry. And I think with stuff that the club's got coming up now in the next few months when lockdowns happened, I think he'll be a lot more intense in the club, and I think you'll start to see him go somewhere. Yeah,
I've been working on my boxing as well, so I've been over with Dan Chapman, and I've seen Scott go there a few times, I'm sure. Which the hardest?
Punch-wise, undoubtedly is Kerry. If you get hit by him in training, you know about it for about 2 days later. So then I remember the first 6 months of going there where Luke kicked me so hard that my leg was black for about 6 months. So leg kicks has got to be Luke, but punches 100% is Kerry.
No one's ever answered that towards leg kicks, to be fair. So well done. Who's the best answer?
Best answer. See, I think this interview is all about Luke, I think, because Luke loves chucking out the floss. It makes you think when he gets up to, Luke loves chucking out the floss halfway through training, especially when you've just hit him and then he flosses.
I'm not going to lie. I was hoping you'd say most boring was Owen there, because I know Owen and I would have loved to charge at him.
Oh, there we are. The most boring is Owen.
What's your favourite class at Ground Zero?
In the past, as I said, it was always striking because I thought that was my forte. Until unfortunately I did have a bit of a rude awakening. So I'm massively enjoying the wrestling and the no-gi at the moment.
Yeah, I was the same. Once I started working on my new weaknesses, they become far part of me. And again, something interesting about ground zero.
This one's not going to be hard. So it may be an MMA UK exclusive, mind. So I hope you're ready.
Yeah.
So we are in the process of moving from our old club, which was a smaller club which we shared, to a brand new facility that's just about to be. Yeah, and it's literally fair play to Kerry. He's put his blood, sweat, and tears into it, and he's literally, instead of it just being a local MMA club, he wants it to be like an institute where everything's there for everyone, from 4-year-olds all the way up. So I think it's going to be.
And put all butts, that's amazing, it is. And once we start back training, I'm going to start training in other places to pick up a few ideas, because I'm learning to coach myself, so I want to see how other people do it. So I'll be messaging with Kerry and popping over for a session if I can. So that's it. Thank you very much, mate.
About 50 minutes if you want.
What?
So you can beat me in a cage for 50 minutes if you want.
Oh, mate, I'm happy with that. Yeah, so all the best, mate. And once I finish recording, that is us, mate. Thank you very much.
Have a good one, mate.